pick up the radio off the barbed wire fences. And so he was recruiting, he had a radio manager, and they recruited people to play, and then most of them were string bands and country people and church people, and on the shows, of course, they promoted his products and his treatments, and then he sold advertising to other people too. Well, AP found out that there's good money to be made there, and so they all moved down there. And there was a place that people heard them every day, and they could send letters, and they got tens of thousands of cards and letters from people, and they were so caring that they tried to answer them all, but were just overwhelmed, and they'd go back home with boxes and boxes of letters that they intended to send. But during this time, some very unusual events happened for a family like this. Sarah, AP was always gone, always out traveling, and he was a very odd, eccentric man. She was 7 years his junior. And while he was gone, she fell in love with the neighborhood guy. And when AP came back, she moved back home to her parents' house and left him with the kids. And this was just like unheard of, really, in that day and age and in that area. But she did it. And so it really changed their output, and it changed the feeling, and people and all the listeners could tell that, and were writing, "What's going on? What's going on?" But got no answers, and really nobody even knew about it for years and years afterwards. But they ended up splitting up because of this, really, and she moved to California with her husband. Then they got married, and that was the end of the original Carter family. But Maybelle and her daughters, then they carried on. They just were usually known as the Carter family, or Mother Maybelle and the Carter girls. And all those girls, carried the tradition on, especially June Carter, who married Johnny Cash, and carried it into the future. The Carter family had a real. They were very professional in their performances. Ralph Peer noticed this when he was recording them. Every song was exactly 3 minutes, and their shows were always exactly the same length. They knew exactly what to do, and they always closed their show with this song. There's a dark and a troubled side of life. There's a bright and a sunny side too. Though we meet with the darkness and strife, the sunny side we also may view. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help you find your way, it will brighten up your day if you keep on the sunny side of life. Though the storm in its fury broke today, crushing hopes that we cherish so dear, storms and strife will in time pass away. The sun again will shine bright and clear. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will brighten up your day, it will help you on your way if you keep on the sunny side of life. Let us meet with a song of hope each day. Though the moment be cloudy or fair, let us trust in our Savior way to keep us everyone in His care. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help you on your way. It will brighten up your day if you keep on the sunny side of life. Always keep on the sunny side of life. Thank you. So, I talked about this watershed moment in country music history in Bristol, Tennessee, Bristol, Virginia, Bristol, Tennessee. They're right across the river from each other. When Ralph Peer was recording people, well, the other major artist that he recorded that day was a man named Jimmy Rogers. He's known as the singing, early known as the singing brakeman, and then later on America's blue yodeler. And Jimmy was from Meridian, Mississippi. All he ever wanted to do was entertain. He left home at 14 and followed a traveling medicine show. Traveled all over the country trying to make a living, never quite doing it. All over the South, really, not all over the country. Went back home several times. He got jobs on the substitute board, basically. He was never a railroad man for a long time, but he did have a job as a brakeman for a while. But sometimes he'd go on runs, and then he'd get off at the end and not go back because there was a show to be seen or a play in and whatever. And he pursued that career his whole life. He was married a couple of times. The second time had a couple of kids, and his wife was always having to go back and live with her parents because he was always trying to make money, trying to find a new job performing. He just played guitar. He wasn't a great musician, but he wrote lots and lots of songs, and he had a very unique, beautiful voice, and incorporated yodeling and the blues that he learned there in Mississippi into his songs, and wrote about kind of about a little darker parts, a little more racy parts of life. He was really very different than the Carter family. But his records also sold thousands and thousands of records, which in those times was unusual. And people really wanted to see him, and they could go see him because he went and traveled with the big tent shows. At that time, they erected these gigantic tents and put on 4 or 5 days of show and 4 or 5 shows a day, and people could come and for a quarter or 50 cents and watch these shows. And so he started, I mean, really, when his career got going, that's how he was making his money, was in public performances. Not so much through records. They didn't make that much per record, even though he sold thousands of records. So he toured all around. He even toured with Will Rogers at one point for a Red Cross tour, and they became friends. And Will Rogers called him his dark cousin or something. While the Carter family had a very virtuous reputation, Jimmy Carter did not. He was known to drink a lot and carouse and today we'd see him on Twitter and Facebook, but there were photos, lots of photos of him going around. He wrote lots of songs that other people were singing also, so he got money from that too, and he just apparently was very, very charismatic, very magnetic personality. Early in his life, Jimmie Rodgers got TB, which in those days was just about a death sentence. It was just as a matter of how long. And so he took a few stints in sanitariums, which they did back then. They were for rest. TB sanitariums were just for resting mostly. But he couldn't stay still that long. He had to get out and tour around, and so he treated it with alcohol, and which eased the pain. But then he had to deal with that, of course. And so he had a very, very productive life, but short. Only really about 6 years of touring and performing, and he died at the age of 27. Wow. Jimmie Rodgers he's known as the father of country music, and there's some controversy about that with other old men who thought they should have been fathers, like Roy Acuff, for instance. But he really was the first superstar as far as an entertainer, national entertainer. He crossover artist, really. He was very popular on the pop circuit, in the country circuit. He's in the Country Hall of Fame. He's in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and people, especially not just country artists, but folk country and some blues artists still cover a lot of his songs. Some of them might be familiar to you, some of them not. But I'll start with one that kind of shows his bent for the darker side of life. It's called T for Texas. T for Texas, T for Tennessee, T for Texas, T for Tennessee, T for Thelma, that gal who made a wreck out of me. Oh, lady, oh, lady, oh, lady. I'm gonna buy me a shotgun just as long as I'm tall. Gonna buy me a shotgun just as long as I'm tall. I'm gonna shoot poor Thelma just to watch her jump and fall. Oh, lady, oh, lady, oh, lady. Rather drink muddy water than sleep in a hollow log. Rather drink muddy water than sleep in a hollow log than to be in Atlanta treated like a dirty dog. Oh, lady, oh, lady. Gonna buy me a pistol with a big long shiny barrel. Gonna buy me a pistol the bright shiny barrel. I'm gonna shoot that rounder who stole away my gal. A lady, oh, a lady, oh, a lady.
That's great.
So you kind of get the idea.
Right.
Well, what kind of life he led. One of his most copied songs probably is Mule Skinner Blues. It was made real popular by Dolly Parton. And then Bill Monroe, the father of bluegrass, he picked it up and did a real high energy, up-tempo version of it that people really liked. But here's about how Jimmy did it. Well, good morning, Captain. Good morning to you, child. Hey, hey. Do you need another mule skinner out on your new mud line? Oh, lady. I like to work, I'm working all the time. I can pop my initial on a mule's behind. Oh, lady. Well, hey, little water boy, won't you bring that water round? Hey, hey. If you don't like your job, set the water bucket down. Oh, lady. Well, I'm going to town, what'll I bring you back? Say a pint of booze and a brand new Stetson hat. Oh, lady. Doc Watson says, I don't smoke. So here's one of the last Jimmy Rogers song that Jimmy Rogers wrote, and you can tell why. My good gal's trying to make a fool out of me. My good gal's trying to make a fool out of me. Trying to make me believe I ain't got that old TB. Oh, lady, oh, lady, oh, lady. When it rained down sorrow, it rained all over me. When it rained down sorrow, it rained all over me. 'Cause my body rattled like a train on that old SP. I got the deep blues. I got that old TB TV, I can't eat a bite. Got that old TV, I can't eat a bite. It got me worried so I can't even sleep at night. Oh lady, oh lady, oh lady. I've been fighting like a lion, looks like I'm going to lose. Been fighting like a lion, looks like I'm going to lose. 'Cause there ain't nobody ever whipped their TV blue. I got the TV blue. But the graveyard is a lonesome place. Gee, but the graveyard is a lonesome place. They put you on your back, they throw that dirt down in your face. I got the TV blue. Thank you.
How much later did he die then?
After that,
Yeah.
1 year.
Is that right?
Wow.
He died while he was at a recording session in New York City. Yeah.
Illnesses just don't songs like that anymore.
That's better than laying around in the hospital.
So, the Carter family, like the first family of country music, they said, and Jimmy Rogers is the father of country music, and so you can see it's really movement. It's starting to move, it's starting to gather momentum, and there's more and more people coming and recording, wanting to be heard, and touring around. The big radio shows, which they called their big country segments, which they called barn dances, started regular big shows like the Grand Ole Opry and the Ryman Auditorium, WLS in Chicago's